Hello, good evening everyone. Today we would like to go ahead and discuss what is a mock paper session and how we intend to conduct those mock papers for your upcoming IIT GATE examination. So all of us know that IIT and GATE exam, it is going to be there in the month of Feb. Right, beta? We also know that September is almost over. So how many months are left? October, November, December and Jan. So only 4 months are left with you. In these 4 months, you should not be studying in Jan. It should only be a revision month. You should be completing all your studies by the end of December. So I deduct that 1 month for you and I come down to 3 months. So beta 3 months, 5 subjects, micro, macro, maths, stats and Indian economy to be read and reread. एक बार ये पढ़ने से कभी नहीं आता है. Read and reread and revised multiple times so that you can give the best in your entrance exam. Now, a lot of times what happens is that even when you have done everything perfectly well, everything, सब कुछ अच्छे से पढ़ के गए. I'll give you an example. For example, beta, you have learned what is profit maximization. You have learned what is cost minimization. अब एग्जाम में उन्होंने वर्ड यूज कर दिया find constrained input demand or find unconditional input demand. If you have not revised it much, you may get confused कि conditional क्या है और unconditional क्या है. Conditional में किसका function होना चाहिए और unconditional में किसका function होना चाहिए. We don't want that to happen. We want you to have utmost clarity, and that will not come from reading the course. It will come from practice, right? So you may have learned everything, but if you don't sit in that 3 hours exam like environment, and if you don't do enough practice, believe me, you will not be able to perform your best in exam. I will give you some tips and tricks during my last talk with you just before the exam as to how to go ahead and attempt that exam. अभी वो ज़रूरत नहीं है, अभी enough time है, अभी हमें वो एक्स्ट्रा ट्रिक्स की जरूरत नहीं है. अभी वी हैव टू गो अहेड एंड वी हैव टू डू दैट थॉरली, है ना. सो बेटा इन दिस केस नाउ द पॉइंट इज दैट ऑल ऑफ अस नो, स्पेशली स्टूडेंट्स हु आर स्टडीइंग विद मी, वी आर टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स. ऑल ऑफ अस नो दैट maybe by November end we will be done with macroeconomics, right? Even by November end I will be done with stats also, right? So when we know, or maybe by the first week of December, it is time to start revising the content. Let me give you a small brief of the way that the paper is designed, and I have tried to design it in a very similar way. So beta, the entire marking scheme can be divided in multiple parts. How? If you have these 5 subjects now, 22 to 25% will be maths. 22 to 25% will be micro. 22 to 25% will be macro. So beta, if I do 22, 22, 22, minimum भी लेते हैं, it comes down to 66. It comes down to 66. और मैक्सिमम लेते हैं तो it comes down to 75. These 3 subjects cover 66 to 75% of your syllabus. Approximately I am telling, 18% will be stats and 8 to 10% will be your Indian economy. 8 to 10% will be your, this is in terms of marks, 8 to 10 marks, 22 to 25 marks, ऐसे, ठीक है बेटा. So this can exceed, this can be 80 18 to 22%. So just imagine, if you cover these three subjects well, सबसे important, by the month of October end to November mid, you have done this well. उसके बाद stats, उसको demean नहीं करना है, it's a very important subject. तो stats को सबसे important है distributions, है ना? If you do those distributions well, just see last year का paper कितना भर के Poisson, exponential, etc. has been asked, है ना? So if you do those distributions well, if you do with me maximum likelihood method, if you do moments method with me, if you do hypothesis testing with me, सिर्फ one or two things from regression analysis you will be able to do in stats. So beta, this together, these four subjects together, I don't know where this comes from. These four subjects together, you are covering almost 80 to 85% of the syllabus thoroughly. Then within this Indian economy, we know you will always have 5-year plan coming up. You will always be asked a question on 1991 LPG policies. कुछ क्वेश्चन तो पक्के हैं 3 to 4 मार्क्स के, बाकी हमेशा अनसर्टेन है. Believe me, even if I give you 100 hours का content ना, it is not sufficient for Indian economy. They can ask something abrupt. But do we need those strategic mind? No, na. If I am covering 85% here and I am sure that 4 to 5 marks of Indian eco is known for sure, I am done. I know 93% of the syllabus. That's not how high my cutoff is going to be. So we need to start thinking strategically. We need to think ye 4 mahine, the last 4 months, how am I going to allocate those months, right beta? So therefore it is important that you start doing the mock papers well. What do you want to do in the mock papers? It is going to be a computer based exam. So I will tell you that look beta, every day from 12:30 to 3:30, I will open up the paper for you. You sit in that environment and you go ahead and you attempt the test. Sit in a separate room. Nobody should come in your room. No parents, no sister, brother, nothing. No going out, having lunch break. No. These 3 hours are where you tell everyone, look, I am giving a real test. Nobody should be disturbing you. Then the next thing is you create an exam-like environment. You get the solutions after you have gone ahead and you have done the test. All my solutions, I tell you again and again, when you sit for this IIT mock paper, all solutions beta I have recorded. There is a reason behind it, why I have done so much of hard work. Imagine when I am giving you 10 papers and each has 60 questions, if I am recording these 600 questions for you, if I have recorded these for you, there is a reason behind it. And I will tell you, you can connect back with my team and you can check that how last year students were so appreciating of this initiative. They told me this is what helped them crack their exam. Why? Because better suppose, let me give you an example. If the question is asking you, let's say in microeconomics, it asks you, you're given a utility function x to the power alpha, y to the power beta, and suppose it asks you that find equilibrium x star when income and prices are given. Then if I just give you a written answer, it will just be answer should be this much, x is this, y is this. But when I give you a recording, I tell you that to solve this, you can go ahead and you can equate MRS to price ratio. Then I explain you there itself that this comes from the tangency condition, or you can use Lagrange, or you can use my formula alpha upon alpha plus beta m by px. So I tell you how to solve that question in believe me, there are some answers, single answer which has taken 10-15 minutes of mine to record one question. That means I give you a complete analysis of that question, not only the question but idhar udhar ka jo bhi usse related pata chal sakta, I will tell you everything, right beta? That is why the recorded solution becomes important. So that is what is the next thing. Doubt resolutions. All students, last time also we did this. So students who join us only for mock papers and students who are already with us for the entire course, everyone together in one group, so that you know your level. You can compare with others, each of you know how you're performing, right? So Telegram groups is what we create for all of you together. Achha, one thing here, it is very interesting that last time when all our students were interacting, during their exam, they could actually understand, they could find out that they were having the same examination hall. They could coordinate and reach to the hall together and they could do the discussion there also. So even though these mock papers were online, I somehow find it very good when students of ours, they meet together outside and they kind of discuss that what did you do in this question, what was it, how was it. They coordinate and ask each other, where was your examination center. So I feel that it creates an environment of both competition and it also creates an environment where when you end up going to the same college later on, you have in background that I've already met this person, and you feel a sense of security. You feel better when you know people and you go together for the exams or you go to the same master's college. Okay, so mentorship session, of course, we always provide. Attempt any time. This is important. So I will give you a time beta ki 12:30 se 3:30 is the time slot in which you should be attempting it. If for some reason you are not, although I ask my students to attempt it at the same time, it creates discipline. Discipline is of utmost importance. But suppose due to some reason you have your college internal, final exam, etc, 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 कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Like I know for Delhi University, your semester exams, they are in the month of December, right? So no problem. Those papers, right, would be available for you even later on. So anytime, maybe during January, mid of Jan, end of Jan, whenever you find time, if you have enrolled for this program, you can go ahead and attempt that course later on also. Still, my suggestion is discipline. Attempt it on the same day where the date sheet is provided. It helps me analyze how my students are performing. Otherwise, it is open to you. Okay, beta. And attempt any number of times. तो ना ये बहुत issue हो जाता है where many portals have this problem that you can just attempt 2 times. I don't believe in that. If you want to look at the same question 10 times also, it is fine. If you want to go ahead and reattempt it to see your progress, it's fine. So you can go ahead and attempt it any number of times. Okay, beta. So now I will go ahead and announce the IIT JAM Economics date sheet. Date sheet is only for the purpose of creating discipline. Does not mean that if you are not present on that day, you cannot give the test later on. बाद में भी दे सकते हो. Like for example, all of you know that we have these subject wise tests. These are only for our internal students. But I have told my students that if due to some reason you are not able to give those subject wise tests in October, you can go ahead and give them later on also. So the same is true here as well. हाँ बेटा. अच्छा. So now this is the date sheet. The first mock paper is on 2nd of December and then weekly it will go. So 2nd December plus 7 days, 9th December, 16th December, 23rd December and 30th December. And then you have 6th Jan, 13th Jan, 20th Jan, 24th and 27th. My aim is for you to finish all your practice by 30th of Jan. बेटा बेशक ही ये पेपर आप सारे जैन में दे दो, मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, बट आई वॉन्ट यू टू गिव देम बिफोर 30th. उस चीज से मुझे फर्क पड़ेगा. Nobody should be exceeding after 30th. रीजन बीइंग कि वो जो आखिरी के 5, 7, 10 days होते हैं, it is for you to go ahead and revise your mistakes, right? जैसे let me give you an example. So when I used to be in college, there was this particular utility function. All of you would have seen this. u of xy is equal to root x plus y, है ना? तो बेटा इस यूटिलिटी फंक्शन का जो एंजल कर्व बनता है वो ऐसे बनता है. All of us know this. If I were to make the angel curve, I will get like this. But somehow in my college life, I used to find it difficult to remember, to interpret why the angel curve would be like this. So I remember that I used to make sure that whatever such points are there, I would just go ahead and mark those. Of course, once I went for masters in D school, things became clear. I understood exactly what is meant by what and why such curves are drawn. You gain more after you do your masters and with so much experience of teaching. But in your current stage, when you're doing your bachelor's and you're preparing for this entrance exam, if at all you think यार ये याद नहीं ही हो रहा, ये समझ नहीं आ रहा, you mark that. And then just before 5-7 days before your exam, you re-revise it. So I strongly believe that ये जो Feb वाला time है ना, those 10 days, 12 days, it is for your revision. उस time पे ये papers उठाने का time नहीं है. वो दिसंबर और जैन का टाइम है. दैट इज दिसंबर एंड जनवरी, राइट? सो दिस इज द डेट शीट दैट वी हैव. इट्स नॉट टू मच टू आस्क फॉर. पूरे हफ्ते में एक दिन बैठना है 3 आवर्स के लिए टू अटेम्प्ट दिस, राइट? बेटा फॉर स्टूडेंट्स हु हैव ऑलरेडी enrolled for the master's program or IIT program or GATE program, for you guys this test series is already included in the program. I know many of you will go back to Rohit sir asking if this is included, if we also need to pay. No, nothing has to be paid. अब सिर्फ पढ़ाई करो, focus on your studies, focus on getting good ranks, good colleges, focus on the date sheet and try to attempt them, right beta? Okay beta, so similarly this, of course I will share this date sheet on our website also. It would be available for you to have a look at it. And here I have GATE date sheet. GATE is pretty simple. I have just kept 2 exams in December, 13th and 20th को. बेटे यहाँ देखो जरा. See, 9th is Saturday. I wanted to keep GATE का exam in the mid. That's why I have kept it on 13th. These are all Wednesdays, 13th and 20th. Then Jan May 10th, 17th and 31st of Jan and over. So within Jan we will finish all our mock papers. So I somehow find GATE to be lengthy in course but easier in paper, है ना? So I wanted to therefore only keep 5 papers for GATE mock papers and 10 for IIT. So in total, you have to give 15 mock papers. Now, you can go ahead for students who have not enrolled for our master's program. If you want, you can go ahead and enroll for these mock paper series. There is a separate series for IIT, separate series for GATE, and if you want, you can take the two together. In that case, you can talk to Rohit sir. He would go ahead and offer some discount as well, right beta? Another thing which is very important, it is that when we do these series, IIT and GATE, for all students who are enrolling for these series, within this series, we will also include the past year papers of IIT and GATE. तो IIT और GATE के जो भी past year papers होंगे, that would also be included. I mean, not in the questions. Don't worry. Questions एकदम unique हैं सारे के सारे. But apart from that, these past year solutions, recorded video solutions, will also be provided to you. So just imagine, So there are 3 IIT papers जो अभी तक हो चुके हैं. Each of them has 60 questions, बेटा. So 60 into 3 is 180. So 180 recorded question ये and 600 recorded questions ये. So 780 recorded questions only for IIT will be provided to you, and that is going to help you a lot in your final exam preparation, right beta? Okay, so if you have anything else, anything you would like to ask. We are open. We are going to answer you, and you can always go ahead and you can always text us also. You can WhatsApp us, you can call us and take further details. But as of now, this is the final date sheet that we have where you can go ahead and enroll. So beta, I am going to write the number for you. 836866390. This is our contact number. At any point you can go ahead, you can contact us and you can take more details for IIT exam mock paper series and GATE mock paper series. Okay, so let me just check if there is any question you would want me to answer. Okay, that's done. Okay beta, so thank you so much. Tomorrow I will meet you again with another session at 9 p.m. Thank you.